Right, so thank you for watching another one of my videos. Doing things a bit different in this one. You can probably see that I'm not using an official capture card, but I'm trying to record some gameplay of my Jak Daxter HD Collection. Hope it's coming out okay. You can roughly see what I'm doing, but I do aim to get a capture card soon, so that will be sorted in the next few months, hopefully. But yeah, it's capturing some Jak 2 gameplay from a mission I've just recently done. A lot of vehicle gameplay in this one, as you can see. There's quite a main part of Jak 2. So onto the video actually. But what I wanted to talk about in this one was the Jak series actually, and more like how they haven't made one for the Jak game for the PS3 yet, which I find quite strange actually. But if you look at all the other Sony exclusives that are out, you've got Killzone, the ones which have been on PS2 and PS3. So you've got Killzone, you've got Ratchet and Clank, you've got God of War, you've got, I think there's a few others as well, but still, Jak and Daxter was probably the biggest, well, one of the biggest ambassadors for Sony during the PS2 generation. So it's quite strange to see how there's been a lack of Jak and Daxter in this current generation. Maybe that's because Naughty Dog are too focused on Uncharted, but I still think there should have been, there still may be, we don't know, but I think it's a bit late now, we would know otherwise, but I still think there should have been maybe Jak 4 or some sort of Jak game in this generation. I'm not really counting the PlayStation Move Heroes that came out, which featured Jak and Daxter, because that wasn't an official like Jak and Daxter game. That was just like a Move gimmick game just for PlayStation Move. But yeah, that's the only glimpse of Jak and Daxter we've seen in this generation, and Naughty Dog do still hold Jak dear in their heart, because you can tell that by they've brought out this HD collection, because it's like some other HD collections. It's just bring out the games, maybe put a bit of a sharper, brighten the colours up a bit and make it look like it's HD, but they've actually done a really good job on this HD collection. Everything's been brightened up, the characters, they just look a bit more modern. Jak 1, actually, that still looks quite a little bit dated if you play it now, but that's understandable. That was an early generation PS2 game. But Jak 2 and 3, they look, you could get away with them on this generation. I know it's a bit of a stretch to say that, but still, I don't look at it and I'm not distracted by old generation graphics. I see them as if I'm playing like a current generation game, and it doesn't bother me at all. I'm really enjoying it, and that's the good thing about Jak and Daxter. Like their cartoony, happy, like cheerful, colourful graphics that they've had, it means that it can last over long periods of time. Whereas if it was realistic graphics, you're instantly just like put off by graphics, and if they look too dated or something. But another good reason why I think Jak and Daxter stands the test of time and should be on the PS3 is because of just what it is. It's not just your typical platformer, which was the first one you could argue was quite a typical platformer, but it revolutionised a lot of other platformers, and it's done well for it because it spawns 2 sequels, even though them 2 sequels are very different. And that's another point I want to move on to, which is the versatility of the game, because the first one you could argue it was aimed more towards kids, like with Daxter being kind of like a happy mascot type person, but they moved on to the second game. They took a really risky route with it. As you can see, they've gone for like, on my gameplay there, you can see they've gone for like a child-friendly version, not child-friendly, but a toned-down version of Grand Theft Auto. You can see that I'm stealing vehicles, I'm driving around, I'm running people over, I'm crashing into things. You've got guns as well on this one. Jak's a lot older. There's a lot more swearing. There's a few adult-themed jokes in there as well. It's very different from the first game, which the first game focused on. If you've played it, you'll know that it's focused on like Cap going around collecting these I forgot what they're called. You're collecting like orbs, which are basically just like stars on the equivalent of stars on Mario, like Mario games. Like you go and do a mission, and then you get one for your troubles. But they took a very different route on Jak 2 and 3, and they've got, as you can see, it's the more Grand Theft Auto style. You've got the mini map in the corner. You go and see certain characters to do certain missions. You can go and do it how you want. You can free roam around the city. All of it is very more adult oriented, and I think they did that very well because it expanded to a wider audience, and that's what made Jak and Daxter so popular with people, that you could play it at all ages, anyone could enjoy it, and like I say, there's bits for everyone to enjoy, and I think they should have stuck with this franchise. I'm not saying it's dead or anything. That we can tell that Naughty Dog like it. They're always talks about interviews and that they're all talking about Jak and Daxter, and even on the Uncharted like backstage videos, you can see they've got loads of posters and statues of Jak and Daxter up. But I'm just really hoping. It's probably a long shot for this generation, but I really want to see a new Jak game. It's just it's really fresh to play these games again compared to like other current generation games that I'm playing, because I find that this is the same with other HD collections as well of PS2 games, that I find that they're a bit more of a challenge. Like the older generation, there was games that you could get stuck on for a few days even, and just keep going back to them, and it's a real struggle. You really want to do it. It takes loads and loads of time to do it, and then finally when you do it, you get that massive sense of achievement that you've finally done something you were stuck on. But on current generation games, I don't really find that I ever get stuck on things. I just breeze through it. I really like it. I enjoy the experience, and a prime example, Uncharted. I love playing those games. I really love it, but I don't get stuck on them. I just completely go through the story. But on these PS2 games, I got stuck on it. On this mission I'm actually showing you at the moment, I've given this a few goes already, and what you're seeing now is my successful attempt at it. So you can see, I hope you can probably see that it's a bit more of a carnage-filled mission, which that's what I like to see. I like to see a bit of challenge in there, so it's really good. I'd love to see a new Jak game similar to the PS2 style games back on this current generation, because I think there's a gap in the market for a game like this at the moment. Something with versatility, so all audiences can play it. Something that's a bit different, like this one. You can see it's the Grand Theft Auto style map. A big game. It's about 25 plus hours, and there's still a lot of collectibles and things like that to do. Really happy characters you really enjoy playing. Characters you feel for as well. So when things happen in the story, you really feel for it and you want to carry on. And just great, happy, enjoyable, funny game. Jak and Daxter are really humorous. It's just a really happy game to play, and it's a real joy to go back and play this collection again. So definitely recommend it if you haven't played these games. And I'm just really hoping that they bring out another game maybe not this generation. It's a long shot, but maybe in the next generation. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate all your support. So thank you for watching this one, and I will see you on the next video.
Believe me.